Uh, KEC K means Kannada. 100 ಅಂಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ you have divided 100 marks in 30 marks from Kannada and another 30 marks from computer, another 30 marks from English. That is calling about K means Kannada, E means English, and C means computer. That computer syllabus today covered the major computer syllabus. First, I'll be go for introduction to computer. First one is a definition of computer, architecture of computer, characteristics of computer, history of computer, generation of computer, classification of computer. Next, second point, hardware. In hardware, input device, output device, input, output device, other hardware devices, computing memory, measuring unit of memory, primary memory, secondary memory, and data access method, programming language, machine language, assembly language, high level language, C program, programming error, artham, algorithm and flowchart, computer codes, number system, binary number, decimal number, actual number, hexadecimal number, uh, one is compliant, two is compliant, logic gate. In logic gate, a basic gate, universal gate, and arithmetic gate. In NUDI software, there are two types of NUDI software is there. One is Baraha, another one is NUDI. In system software, operating system, transistors, letter and coder, device driver, utility software. In application software, that is very very important, asking for in your competitive exams also. In in application software, MS Word, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Access. Data communication, communication mode, transmission mode, data communication related world. Next, I will go for networking. In um, networking topology, types of network device, mode of computer network, and DSI model. Internet and protocol related internet related to world, computing security, cryptography, malware, computer security related to world, hackers. Next, I will go for DBMS, database management system. In DBMS and database keys, ER models, artificial intelligence. I will discuss briefly chapter 1. Chapter 1. See here, the computer, the base unit and cabinet system, system unit and processor unit. See here, the main component of the computer, the first one, a monitor, printer, mouse, keyboard, and input. See here, there are output and input devices is there. When you have looking the computer, first you are looking the print monitor, then looking the printer, then looking the keyboard, and then looking the mouse. And next, see here, the monitor and printer basic unit consists of the motherboard, CPU or processor, central processing unit or processor, RAM slot, sound card, graphics card. See here, hard disk. In hard disk, capital drive, Blu-ray, CD, and DVD. And next, power unit and fans. See here, this is the CPU, and this is the CPU. This is the power connector. This is the hard disk. This is the RAM. This is the CPU. See here the DVD and DVD and CD hard disk connected to motherboard. SMPS connected to motherboard. See in motherboard CPU, RAM and RAM, motherboard, CPU, processor. In processor, CPU upper and CPU side RAM, uh, computer input, processors output, data processes information. It is an electronic device which takes the input and gives the output. See what is meaning by computer? This computer is the electronic device which takes the input and gives the output. See, first in the computer, I'll be given the input. Just I'll be go for one rectangular box. I'll be writing some data. See here, I'll be given data, and then that is the input data. Then will be given the output. See here, data. It is the electronic device which takes input and gives the output. Data, process, and information. 2 into 2 equals to 4. See, input, a processor and output. Input you have in a keyboard and mouse, and the processor is CPU, central processing unit. Output is the monitor. See, it is an electronic device which can process the data, convert into information. See, what is the CPU, central processing unit? It is an electronic device which can process which can process which can process the data, convert into information. Yeah. See, the input processor and output, you have a cycle. Input you have in a keyboard and mouse, and output input, just look at here, you have in a keyboard and then you have in the mouse. See here, input you have in a keyboard and mouse, and in the RAM, random access memory, CPU, central processing unit, and this is the regis- register, CU, and ALU, arithmetic logic unit, output, monitor, speaker, and printer. These three devices, the output you have monitor, speaker, and printer. Computer came from the letter computer, uh, ಎಂಬ ಪದದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ. EDP, electronic data processing unit, it is under the stable only in machine level, stable only in machine level. uh, Stable only in machine level. Stable only in machine level. um, See, in architecture of computer, just look at here. So 1942 45 introduced in 1945 in introduced, John von Neumann was introduced in input processor and output. Please look at here. This is the ALU, arithmetic logic unit, register, CU. This is the processor or the by CPU, processor by CPU, arithmetic logic unit, register. See the input. This is the input device. This is the output, which gives the data to computer. Input. See, CPU is the gives data by input. Input CPU is gives the data by input devices. For example, mouse, keyboard, web camera, and microphones. See, these are all the devices using for the input. Input devices, delta, CPU, data is number, world, sign, mic, scanner, mic, mic, sound, scanner, and printer. CPU. CPU is the central processing unit. CPU is the brain of computer. CPU. What is meaning by CPU? The central processing unit. CPU is the brain of computer. CPU is the art of computer. CPU is made of transistors, millions of transistors. CPU is made of transistor, millions of transistors made up of silicon. The small parts you have that will be made up of silicon. Central processing unit, also called the processor. Presently used processor is microprocessor. It is placed in microchip. It is seen in the motherboard. Central processing unit, CPU measures clock cycle per second. Clock cycle, microprocessor or CPU, how much work is done for 1 second? How much work will be done from 1 second? Clock cycle is seen in the GBps, gigabytes per second. What is meaning by GBps? Giga by seconds. Just a minute. Look at here. Giga bytes per second. Gigabytes per second. That is meaning by, see, measured in mega megahertz and gigahertz for modern computers. See, base units of frequency is equal to 1 cycle per second. 1 hertz is equal to 1 cycle per second. 1 gigahertz is equal to 1 billion hertz. 1 megahertz is equal to 1 million hertz. 1K equals to 1000. 1 million is equal to 10, and 1 billion is equal to 100 crores. See here, gigahertz unit of frequency, that is equal to 1 billion hertz. 1 gigahertz, 1 billion hertz is equal to 100 crore hertz. CPU, central processing unit, MIPS and BIPS. MIPS means million instructor per second. BIPS, billion instructor per second. See, there are CPU, there are made up of, there are two classification. One is MIPS, another one is BIPS. CPU consists of ALU, arithmetic logic unit, and CU, computer unit, and register and memory units. See, look it here. This is the input. This is the arithmetic logic unit and register, output, memory. See, CPU ಸಂಬಂಧಿತ ಪದಗಳು execution time, how much time to need do the process, that is calling about execution time. Instruction set, word size and length, pipeline. Fifth, spooling, instruction per cycle. IRQS, input request, processor stop. Execution of time. Execution of time means CPU ಮೂಲತಃ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಅವಧಿ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಪಿಯು ಮೂಲತಃ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವ ಅವಧಿ, ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಅವಧಿ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಸೆಟ್, ಸಿಪಿಯು ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ನಿರ್ದೇಶನ ಮಾಡುವ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ಗಳ ಗುಂಪು. ಸಿಪಿಯು ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಸೆಟ್, ಕೆಪಿಎಸ್ಸಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸಿ. RISC means reduced instruction set of computer. Reduced instruction set of computer. CISC, complex instruction set of computer. Word size and length, how many bits it will process in creation time. Nowadays process having 16-bit and 32-bit maximum. Pipeline, sequence of processor. First one, this is the WhatsApp. This is the sequentially process used are to easy the work in less time, to do more work. CPU work efficiently increased by the pipeline method. Spooling, what is meaning by spooling? Any program execution, it will store data for a temporary period of time, that is calling about spooling. Input, you having 1000-page print, control P. Just you touch it in your keyboard, control P. You give the 1000-page print. CPU, main, memory, RAM, hard disk, 1000-page output. See here, Comments will stored as temporary data. Instruction for cycle. This is IPC. Instruction for cycle means IPC. In one cycle, how much instruction it is processed? IRQS. Interpret requesters. See here, this is the RAM, this is the CPU, current task stop, IRQS signal. See here, it is the signal device send. It is the signal that a device send to a computer process to temporarily stop the CPU current task and allow the time device to unit one operation. IRQS allow the devices to communicate with the CPU and entire that works. See here, CPU, memory, data. CPU is there, memory is there, data is there, processor stock. See here, a processor stock is a reversed area in memory. It is stored data temporarily. It is a part of the processor. It is also called as a push down list. Reserved area of temporary data. Return addresses. Procedure arguments. Functional parameters. Locally allocated variables. Temporary saved registers. Execution time. What is meaning by execution time? Means process time. Instruction set, CPU work, and next command errors. Word length by size. Word length by size. Bit processor. Pipeline. Sequential process of work. Spooling. Spooling means hardware data temporary saver. What is meaning by spooling? Spooling by means hardware data temporarily saver. That is calling about spooling. Next, IRQS. IRQS means intercept request signal. CPU current task stop. Current task stop. Processor stop. What is meaning by processor task? Reserved air temporary data. That is calling about processor stop. Instruction per cycle. In one cycle, how many instructions are commanded? That is calling about instruction per cycle. CPU working methods. Please look at here how to working in CPU. Instruction process cycle, machine cycle. 4 steps consisting of the cycle. First one is the control unit. Next one is the uh, see here. This is the control unit. You have in a decode. You have in a first, this is the first device, this is the control unit is the second device, third unit is the arithmetic or logic unit, and fourth unit is the store, and in between store and this is I catch and RAM. See what is meaning by I catch control unit main memory RAM ಇಂದ ಸೂಚನೆ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತದೆ. See decode. First, you have a random accessories memory. You have take the input from random accessories memory, then you given to the control unit, then you'll be make the decoding, then you'll be make the decoding. See here, patch control unit main memory RAM in the ಸೂಚನೆ RAM in the ಸೂಚನೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೈತೆ. What can do? What can do? What will be doing for further? Next will be decode. Decode means control unit through commands. Decode, execute. ಸಿ ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾರ್ಯಗೊಳಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಟೋರ್, ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸರೀಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ. ಸಿಪಿಯು ವರ್ಕ್, ಸಿಪಿಯುನ ಡಾಟಾ ಇಂಟೇಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಮೇಶನ್. ಡಾಟಾ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ is CPU. Important microprocessor. See here in the microprocessor, there is number of microprocessor is there. Intel family, Intel 80286, Intel 80386, Intel 80486, Intel 4004, Intel Pentium. Okay, Intel Pentium 1, Intel Pentium 2, Intel Pentium 3, Intel Pentium 4, Intel Pentium Pro. This is the various microprocessor is coming for using the in your CPU inside. See other AMD, ARM, ISA, Motorola 68000, TMS 1000, Intel Pentium. This is very important for the in your father of Intel Pentium is the chip. See here, Intel 4004, world first public used chip. See, the chip is the small electronic device. It is made up of silica plate. The small chip, by using the small chip, you are using Intel 4004. World first public used chip is Intel 4004. TED of the here CPU consists, first you have in SCU, computer unit, ALU, arithmetic logic unit, register, main memory. These three things you have keep it in the main memory. Present day computer, main memory and CPU. See control unit CU, RAM, random accessories memory, CU, computer unit, decode, ALU, arithmetic logic unit, execute, random accessories memory, stress bag. See here, same formula here, arithmetic logic unit, execute, store, RAM, random accessories memory, patch, CU, decode. See, regulatory other parts of computer, it decodes the comments and it works properly to data. RAM, ALU transfer. See, ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. What is calling about ALU, arithmetic and logic? ALU work, arithmetic and logic problem solves, arithmetic operators equal, plus, comma, into, comma, divided by, negative sign minus, etc. Logical operation, you know that there are different gates. You have AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, XOR gate. See, the register temporary memory, it stores the data temporarily while the processing. It is the flip-flop. I think using in the gate, AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NOR gate, XOR gate, flip-flop. One flip-flop can be stored in 1 bit. See here, first you have using in the 8-bit, then using in the 16-bit, and then using in the 32-bit, then using in the 64-bit, 8-bit plant and 16-bit flip part and 32 flip part and 16 flip part. Types of register: accumulator register store the data which is provided ALU arithmetic logic unit by temporarily. It is part of ALU by integrity. Process and result data stores in the accumulator register. The memory address register. Memory address register. See, look it here. First you have any input. In the keyboard you given the input. This is the main memory computer unit, ALU arithmetic logic unit register. See, it patches the data from memory and command, and same time it can also take the data from RAM. See here, ALU arithmetic logic unit, CU computer unit, register, this is the RAM, random access memory, input 2 into 2 and output. See here, stock point, stack pointer register, stack pointer register. See here, stock pointer register data